At the same time, heavy rainfall is also predicted for many areas of KwaZulu-Natal. According to the South African Weather Service, the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs also warned of level 2 and level 4 disruptive rainfall, which is expected to continue until Monday morning. The Weather Service says the persistent rainfall may lead to flooding of some of the roads and damage to infrastructure. And for more on this, we're now joined by Luthando Masimini, and she is from the South African Weather Service. She's a senior weather forecaster and joins us via our telephone line. Luthando, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. I mean, just looking at the weather patterns coming out from KwaZulu-Natal as well as the Western Cape, what can residents expect in KwaZulu-Natal?
Okay, yes, there's a cut-off low that is affecting the majority of the country as is at this stage. We've seen the Western Cape experiencing quite strong winds, both over the interior, the southwest, especially the southwestern parts, and the coast, the southwest coast there. Those winds are expected also along the south coast. Quite strong winds have been experienced since the last evening into this today. Yes, we do have warnings as well. I think I've heard you indicating the level 9 that is expected for the southwestern Cape areas. We're looking at the areas that is the Overberg and the southern Cape Winelands area still in the cards today into tomorrow. We also have another warning for a yellow level 6 for disruptive rain that will result in the damage of roads and bridges. This is now expected for the city of Cape Town, Swartlands, with the Berg municipalities in that Western Cape. That is just a lower level to the level 9 in the areas that are more to the southwestern part of the area. There is also a level 6 warning, orange level 6 for severe thunderstorms with possible heavy downpours leading to flooding of susceptible areas, low-lying areas and bridges, formal and informal areas. This may result in closure of some bridges and roads, disruption in municipality services. The areas expected for this one is the northwestern interior of the Eastern Cape, as well as the extreme eastern parts of the Northern Cape, the western parts of the Northwest, and the Free State province. Yellow level 4 is another warning that we've issued. This is now for the winds and waves, as I indicated, that strong winds along the coast and the southern interior of the Western Cape there. This will result in difficulty in navigation at sea. That's expected between Saldanha Bay and Plettenberg Bay. These are the areas for more the western and central parts of the country. As for the KZN, which is where you have, to answer your question, there is a yellow level 4 warning for disruptive rain that will result in flooding of roads and both formal and informal settlements, danger to life due to fast-moving streams and deep water, damage to property and infrastructure, loss of livestock and livelihoods, as well as major disruption of traffic flow due to major roads being flooded. This is expected now for the central, in fact, the areas affected would be the central Karoo in the west coast of the Cape and the Cape Winelands, and this is now the Western Cape areas as well that is also affected by this, and then the southern Namakwa district, rather municipality areas in the Northern Cape, then the Garden Route, and then some parts of the KZN. This is now only in the exception of the northeast. These were now the warnings that were issued for today. Mainly the KZN, most of the rainfall of the danger is for today, possibly overnight, and then tomorrow. Not really much expected in terms of the severe weather for that part of the world that is now the Western Cape province. That's basically a lot is happening with the weather system at play now. We also here in Gauteng, there's been some warning still is on the cards for the possibility of the continuation of the rainfall that may result. This is now overnight, probably till early hours of tomorrow morning. Now we gave a yellow level 2 warning for the possibility of flooding of low-lying areas, bridges, informal areas. Of course, those are the people that are normally highly affected by these conditions.
And so apologies from my side for referring to you as she. But looking at what you have described, it is quite extensive and it stretches from a number of provinces. What would you say are the contributing factors to the weather patterns we are experiencing this week?
In fact, the weather that we're expecting this week, it's climatologically, it's the season for that. As I indicated, the cutoff low is the weather system that's affecting us. It's not rare to experience such a condition. It is now that transition time of the year when we are we've left summer, we are now in autumn, going into winter. So climatologically, the season of cut-off lows, we are expecting, in odd cases, we do get them to result in such severe conditions. But to this case, it looks like, in terms of the areas that are affected, vast areas have been affected by the system, but the system is not really going to be we're expecting it to still affect some areas, as I indicated, the ones that I've indicated tomorrow, but it's moving, it's going to exit the country probably, and then we will get back to normal autumn conditions thereafter.
And Luthando, what would be your advice to South Africans who will be affected by this weather pattern?
I think on our warnings, basically, they should really listen to the advice that they give that are related to the warnings at hand. Where cases of flooding, they must just be careful and then do. In fact, that's all. As much that they can do is just to always stay safe and avoid going into areas which are indicated to be highly affected by the alerts that we are issuing out.
All right. Luthando, thank you so much for your time. That is Luthando Masimini. He is from the South African Weather Service and he's a senior weather forecaster, just warning South Africans there, particularly focusing on about 4 of those provinces being KwaZulu-Natal, the Western Cape, the Eastern Cape, as well as Gauteng, saying that it's quite normal for us to experience this kind of weather pattern as we exit the autumn season.